Some voters in Luzerne County will have extra time to cast their ballots tonight. That's after several polling places dealt with staff and equipment issues.
Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin is live in Laughlin to explain. Jack.
Scott and Lisa, it was not the easiest day for dozens of voters across Luzerne County, as several polling sites did have some issues throughout the early morning hours here in Laughlin. This is one of the sites where issues did arose just a few hours ago. Pennsylvania state courts issued an extension in polling hours, keeping this location open until 9:30 this evening. The sun was shining on Election Day morning, but some voters were left waiting in West Pittston. Equipment errors shut down one of the borough's 3 voting wards inside the Luzerne County District Court building along Exeter Avenue.
You'd come in to vote, people had work, they wanted to hurry up, come in and get out, and it's like, oh, by the way, the machines are down. Like, what's with that?
Ward 2's Judge of Elections told Newswatch 16 that voting machines were down for roughly 2 hours before staff got them up and running. In the meantime, roughly 100 voters were given emergency ballots that had to be filled out by hand. Voters like Denise Lombardo chose to wait and use one of the voting machines.
Luckily, I was off today, so I had all day to wait. And it's just ironic that these things happen in Luzerne County, that, they had all this time to prepare.
In Laughlin, voters waited until 8:30 a.m. to cast their vote.
I've been voting here since I was able to vote for the first time in 2012, and 12 years later, never had to experience this. Very frustrating.
County Manager Romilda Crocomo says an emergency prevented the site's Judge of Elections from arriving on time. That was followed by workers being unable to open the scanner, which is needed to scan the ballots, delaying the process even more.
Usual challenges when the polls are opening. In Laughlin, we had a judge of election that had an emergency. These things happen.
Because of the delay, the Bureau of Elections filed a petition to keep this polling place open later. The extension was granted, giving voters in Laughlin until 9:30 to cast their ballots. Whether it's there or any other polling place in Luzerne County, Crocomo says they will make sure everyone has the opportunity to vote.
It's a very important election. Stay in line. If you're in line at 8 o'clock, the polls will stay open.
The polling site here in Laughlin at St. Maria Goretti Church, again, is scheduled to remain open until 9:30 this evening. Other polling sites across Luzerne County will be closing at 8 o'clock, so there's still plenty of time to get out and vote if you haven't yet. Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, live in Luzerne County.
Thanks very much, Jack. The lead up to Election Day was a bit of a roller coaster in Luzerne County. In February, the county's director of elections resigned after only a year on the job. Ballot drop boxes almost were not implemented, and some voters received ballots with a spelling error. Newswatch 16's Carrie Kearns breaks down all the changes tonight on Newswatch 16 at 7.
Luzerne County isn't the only county dealing with Election Day issues. In Cambria County, that's the Johnstown region of western Pennsylvania, a software malfunction prevented voters from scanning their ballots. A judge extended voting hours to 10 p.m. That's an extra 2 hours in Cambria County.
In Lackawanna County, a paper jam slowed some voters this morning. The judge of election says the issue at the polls along North Kaiser Avenue in Scranton was fixed in about a half hour. Newswatch 16 found many voters showing up to the polls for the very first time. Political campaigns are pushing for Gen Z voters. Some tell us they're feeling the pressure.
It's not so much empowered as I felt pushed around, because it's like I can't even go on TikTok. Like normally I just scroll TikTok in like the absent-minded brain rot moment where I'm like doing nothing and I'm like, oh my God, it's so much political stuff going on here.
It's estimated more than 8 million Gen Z voters are eligible to vote for the very first time in this election.
A steady stream of voters at the Bloomsburg Fire Department Fire Hall this afternoon. Voters tell us they came out to the polls because it's their duty and the chance to have their voices heard.
There's a lot of things broken, a lot of things askew right now. And if I don't vote, I can't complain if they don't get put right back on track, and they're going to get put right back on track. So that's what I'm voting for. That's why I'm here, to do the right thing.
Voters tell Newswatch 16 the top issues that concern them are the economy and immigration. Smooth sailing at the polls in Monroe County. The line to vote stretched down the parking lot at the Ross Township Municipal Building near Saylorsburg. That didn't deter voters who came prepared with chairs to wait. Similar story outside the Mountain Center in Tobyhanna. Polls are open until 8 p.m. in Monroe County.